like this pay-per-view number is going to come down to the effectiveness of the Death Riders in this top heel position. Orange Cassidy challenging as a babyface. And I'm not even exaggerating. I think like outside of that main event hook, I think interest for the show, this is not going to affect the pay-per-view number, but interest in this show, I can't completely dismiss Big Boom AJ.
Any criticism that you might give to that match, you simply have to ask, what else would they have put on the 0 hour that could have garnered the type of attention that this match has, garnered for AEW? Nothing. This was arguably one of the better experiments that they've ever done for a 0 hour.
Well, I admit it. I admit that I think I am in my kind of a silo, I think, when it comes to a lot of social media and such. So I'm not the best indicator of this. Like, even in the lead up to this, like, I did not see this groundswell of anger of people that this was happening. In fact, most of what I saw were people defending this, but I wasn't seeing like the offense that was coming against this idea. I'm sure it was out there. I'm not doubting that. But I mean, from the windows that I saw tonight, I thought this was pretty well received, and certainly it worked for the live crowd.
You talking about the match or the pay-per-view itself?
Oh, I'm talking about just the involvement of Big Boom AJ. And then the main event, QT Marshall and Big Boom AJ. And we get Paul White coming out to introduce the Rizzler, who has made his way to Full Gear, who comes out to be the guest timekeeper while White is on commentary. And
dude, I had no idea who or what the Rizzler was. Like I've seen people talking about like making a big deal out of this Rizzler. They did that weigh-in yesterday where like the big announcement was the Rizzler is going to be the guest commentator or guest ring bell ringer. And I'm like, what is this? Like, who's this Rizzler? I was expecting like an old man. When this little boy came out, I totally understand what the big deal is with the Rizzler, okay? He's just like chubby little boy who comes out and acts like an adult, does this like adorable pose on command. But no wonder he's such a big deal.
Well, he got quite the reaction. They asked Paul White if he had PTSD watching the weigh-in last night, referring to their past weigh-in that he oversaw between the Unnamed and Anthony Ogogo.
They somehow improved the technology where they can feed the number directly from the scale to the Titantron in real time.
A very overthought weigh-in a number of years ago. And man, this crowd just went nuts for Big Boom AJ. His family is showing. And we get into the match, and I thought everything here, like this crowd, there was a solid portion that they were just here for Big Boom AJ, and they reacted to everything here. Menard notes how AJ is a lot smarter than he looks, and then they note, you guys kind of look alike. And QT gets the heat, and then AJ comes back, hits a top rope clothesline. This dude's 47, by the way. And then Marshall lands a...
He was in great shape. He just, I guess, won some sort of bodybuilding contest, like the best shape you've ever seen in QT.
QT... Oh, I was talking... Yeah, AJ is, 47. QT looks in great shape. Like, this is the... Like, they remarked here, like, he's cut down a lot of weight here. And QT lands the diamond cutter. He gets a big near fall. This place went nuts for this. White then stands up to QT after he approaches the Rizzler. So White was here as the stand-in. And then AJ manages a superplex and calls for the power boom. But Aaron Solo shows up and he gets decked. There's a pump kick by QT, makes the diamond cutter sign, but then we get Big Justice entering the ring to spear QT. This might have solidified QT Marshall as the best worker on this entire show for the way he took this spear. And then we get the power boom from AJ to win at 11:45. And the reaction for this win, this crowd went nuts. I thought this was like great. I think that it's anyone that is like so far in the bubble that can't see a company that dares to go outside of it. Like, it's just, I hazard to even make a big deal of it because I don't think there was that much resistance to it. But if there was, I mean, this to me was one of the better crossovers that AEW has done in recent memory for me. That from all indications, moved some tickets in New Jersey, got them attention on the Tonight Show, and I think that this totally worked. And for a 0-hour match.
Yeah. So whether or not maybe you personally saw some of that, negativity towards the booking of this match, you can definitely understand maybe the hesitation on AEW themselves to make a bigger deal out of this than they did, because they kept it completely off of Dynamite, other than that one segment we saw this week, and then that one segment we saw on Rampage. Otherwise, it was a completely online built match with very low stakes. And it seemed like maybe the intent was to make sure that they weren't taking any attention away from the actual wrestling or wrestlers on the actual show.
And they weren't using these guys to sell the pay-per-view either.
Yeah. I think because of that, maybe it certainly over-delivered on like what little sort of room it was given, what little expectations I think everybody had for it. And in some ways, maybe it had people actually complain that they didn't feature this enough on TV. So I like Tony said, there are lessons he's learned from all of this, and we'll see how it will play itself out. But in effect, this was really excellent, very well done. Listen to the crowd engagement. This was the loudest that the crowd was all 0 hour. Maybe you can even argue one of the loudest reactions on the entire show. They built good hype for it online themselves, delivered a satisfying match that definitely engaged this crowd every step of the way. So to me, it was a perfect thing for the 0 hour, and I think a great exercise in like celebrity integration for professional wrestling. If you like this video, consider joining our Patreon, the Post Wrestling Cafe. Multiple bonus podcasts every week, ad-free shows, and access to our full archive. Otherwise, a like and subscribe is much appreciated. Thank you for watching.